Hi there. It's time to look at Algorand's price and see what are the whales doing and where Algorand is heading. If you're new to my session, these are the items that I'll cover, including Wyckoff stage, the trend change potential, as well as key price levels. These are not financial advice, they're for education purpose only. So if we look at the weekly chart of Algorand, here we are seeing the whales are basically letting the price surge for 2 weeks before pushing the price back down. From a volume perspective, it's not different from December. It's basically the same at similar level. So these kind of sideways trading between the red tea level 10 cents to the orange tea level 16 cents is likely going to continue if there's no particularly good or bad narratives coming up into the market, because the whole market's attention is being drawn to gold and silver and maybe even copper coming up. And also, from the geopolitical side, there has been a lot of noises, maybe tariff wars or demonstrations, whether it's in the Americas, it's in the Middle East, or even in Asia. Things are getting very intense. I mean, not just the activities, it's the amount of news that's been pumped into the market. So it is challenging for people to, decide what's noise and what's signal, how to separate the two. And this is the most confusing period. And that's why people are fleeing to gold and silver in case anything really gotten off track. All right. Things happen. People are expecting a black swan to come up. So the big picture of Algorand, if there's really a black swan that hits, the current level of Algorand isn't the lowest. If you look at what happened back in 2023, the lowest point of the accumulation cycle hit all the way to 0.086. All right, still quite a bit of distance from where we are now. So from this point, to this point, there's still about 25-26% drop, if that really happens, if that swan really shows up. And that may not be the end of it, all right? It's just a reference that we can take from the history, not saying that that is the absolute lowest. Nobody can tell, okay? If a project is going to, basically shut down, then, zero is where it can go. But let's not be that pessimistic. Assuming nothing particularly bad is going to happen and the country start to make good after all the bluffings and all that, the price starts to resume. Where do we want to see it challenge? So right over there was a hint. Back in July last year, it challenged the blue tea level of 32 cents, at least closing around the light blue tea level of 29 cents. So that's where we want to see the price come to challenge, because during the automatic rally back in the spring last year, it set the trading range top around or above, slightly above the green tea level of 24 cents. This round showed us when there's right support, that's possible to challenge or even go above this trading range top. That's where we want to see at least above the 24 cents, better to challenge the light blue tea level of 29 cents. Right? That's the big picture, while the paper hands and diamond hands test still continue. When we get to the daily chart, previously I shared that the very first opportunity for a trend change confirmation, meaning from a downtrend, you see this downtrend box, this channel, okay, to a sideways trend. This chance is missed, all right, just 2 days ago. It confirms us that it's going to come down to find support at a lower level. This was exactly where mid-late December was. This level currently at around 11 cents. These 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just the past Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they found support at the same level. And then they're trying to challenge the ceiling once again. But not until sometime between now and the 8th of Feb, we'll get an answer. So when the price trades along this triangle, eventually it will confirm once again whether it's going to get rejected by the ceiling of the downtrend, going to the red key level of 10 cents, or even the lower level, like I said, if bad narratives, negative narratives come out, to challenge even the 86 cents level. All right, this downtrend is not over yet. Let's extend it all the way to here. All right, 22nd, the 8th. Let's say if it does go to the red key level, that's 19th. All right, multiple opportunities for the traders to show us, or the whales to confirm whether it has now turned to a sideways trend instead of continuing with the downtrend. Okay, Evergrande, also uncertain, similar to the others, but at least is at or accumulating at a level that's, the previous accumulation cycles back in 2003, 2004 was around. It's not lower than those previous accumulations. Some altcoins are showing lower levels. Those are a little bit more worrying, in my view. If you're interested to get access to these sessions 2 days earlier than the others, it's time to join the channel membership now. Thank you for joining me. Have a good weekend. Remember to hit the like and subscribe. See you later.